Alright, I did not film this morning. It's why it's 6 o'clock. And today was another bad day. Which is getting a little ridiculous at this point because it's been like how many unproductive days in the past week? 2 weeks, I guess. So yeah, it feels pretty redundant making another video saying like I had a terrible unproductive day and I have no one to blame but me. Because it wasn't like, oh, I just got distracted and didn't even notice. Like, it was one of those things where I had multiple times where I looked up, saw what time it was, and was like, I'll stop in just a second, sort of a thing. Or like, let me just finish this one video. So it was 100% my fault. Yeah, not that it's not your fault if you get stuck down a rabbit hole, but I guess what I'm saying is like I made an active choice multiple times to keep on wasting time. So what am I going to do about that? First thing I did, and this is just goes along with don't beat yourself up about it, just keep on tweaking your tools, tweaking your approach to trying to make yourself a little more productive. So the main thing that I did was I installed or turned back on LeechBlock, which I can turn off. I had turned off just by like manage all your extensions, and I just clicked just turn off. And that's previously what I had been doing when I didn't want when I wanted to get around this. So yeah, and turns out Opal, which does work pretty well for blocking stuff because while you have a session going, you can't hit quit. But you can absolutely open up your processes activity monitor and go find Opal and force quit the app instead. And I can't do anything about that. So that's something that I accidentally figured out. I forget why. Anyway, somehow I figured it out. So that's what I ended up doing this morning, and that's why I went, or that's what let the door open to going down the rabbit hole that I went down this morning. So, my way around that, I'm realizing there's always going to be a way to get around a 100% complete blocking tool. And the pattern interrupter tool that I had been using is this 1sec. Where is it? Here it is. This 1sec thing, which is super great because what it does is anytime I open up YouTube, there we go. Anytime I open up one of the websites that I have listed here, then it'll allow me to leave for 1 minute. And then if I come back to that tab in less than a minute, then, or longer than a minute, then it redoes this intervention. So I think two things. One, I'm going to increase this to 20 seconds. I still want to leave it at a minute because there are times when I'm being productive on YouTube and I'm taking notes on something. Yeah. Well, no, actually I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to make it more annoying for me because I know I talked about this in the past. Like, whatever efficiency gains, productivity loss you might incur from locking stuff down more, just do it because it will pay off in the long run. So I'm going to take my own advice there. So we did that, and then on LeechBlock, I switched it. So let me back up. That blocks me from opening up a YouTube link. Whoops. So if I just opened up YouTube, so go through this breather thing. This goes all the way to the top and then all the way bottom, and then once it gets back down, then I can hit exit or continue to YouTube. Anyway, so here on LeechBlock, I set this up to on YouTube and Reddit between the hours of 4 and 2 p.m. If I'm on one of these sites for 15 out of every 20 minutes, which is just kind of an arbitrary thing that you could set up at however many minutes between all these different things. Basically, I'm just trying to say, if I'm on YouTube for a long amount of time, then that means that I'm probably wasting time. Specifically, only count time spent if audio is playing. I guess this doesn't really count for Reddit, but for YouTube, it does. Actually, I might just change this to tab being active for now. No. That way it'll cover Reddit. And then Monday through Saturday. And if this happens, then we block the page for 30 seconds. And that's not annoying enough or restrictive enough that I don't think it will completely not like disincentivize me. Sorry, I'm just trying to close this. There we go. I don't think it will disincentivize me to want to completely turn off the Chrome extension or turn off, Opal. But it is enough to make me stop and hopefully kind of let me snap out of it, sort of a thing. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Wish I had more ideas or concrete tips, but that's kind of my thought is completely blocking is really hard to do. And there's probably always going to be a way around it, but I can create like a pattern interrupt, which is something that both Neil in Distractable, near, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, Ale. Someone's going to make fun of me. Anyway, in Distractable, he talks about having pattern interrupts, and then also, what's the guy's name? Hold on, I'm reading this book and I can't remember his name. 1 second, let me look this up. Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins talks about pattern interrupts in your life to kind of make you suddenly like, oh, wait a second. So that's where I'm at. I've rambled on for long enough, so I'll see you guys later.